we have 8 members in the team. 3 of us look at social networks, so information flow, knowledge flow, problem solving, trust in organizations. 2 people look at big data, this flow of massive amounts of data within and between organizations. We have another person looking at sort of business scholarship, so how different professors work together across different business schools, how different fields of research within business would develop over time. And we also have a PhD student, and he primarily works on sort of a social network angle. Mostly papers or conference presentations is the primary deliverables. 2 different types of papers, I guess. So one aimed at a very academic crowd. So we have papers submitted to top journals such as the Academy of Management Journal, but also journals targeted at sort of business people as well. So we recently had an article published in a journal called Organizational Dynamics, and that has a sort of a general readership of both academics and business people. 2 types of public, really. One is obviously academics in other business schools, but also an aim at looking at what I call practitioners in organizations. And we have sort of worked very closely with different practitioners, trying to understand what their problems are, how a sort of a network perspective about flows of information might be able to address some of those issues. I think it would be a good idea to bring our work to a wider audience. Networks in general are relevant to everybody. Most people have Facebook accounts, this type of thing. In the media, there's an idea essentially that having more connections is better, so build bigger networks. But the reality of it is that's wrong. Essentially, you want to have effective networks. So we can teach MBA students to better understand how to create these effective networks. The same applies, I think, for managers as well, about how to develop their own social networks or organizational networks. But it's also useful for, let's say, HR practitioners or internal consultants within organizations, so to understand how they can essentially make the organization work better. So as an example, if an organization wants to undergo some kind of organizational change, one of the things that they can do is to map out their social network within the organization before the change, so to see, I don't know, who the key players are, and then after the change, to see the extent to which the networks of key players are still there, how much have things changed, are things moving in the direction that they expect them to from a collaborative perspective.